Zach here. It's a beautiful Monday morning and I've made the pilgrimage up from northern New Mexico to my favorite thrift store in Durango. Going to be hitting several thrift stores while I'm up here this morning. As always, just trying to find deals on goods to resell for profit online. Going to take you with me and show you how I do it. And here we go. Morning, brother. On this Max Prairie Wings quarter zip, I think it's a wing shooting brand. It is priced up at 14 bucks, but they sell for between 20 to 40 bucks. Sell-through rate was 100%. It's pretty clean. It is 2XL. It's a premium brand. Might grab it. I mean, a pretty cool old vintage Wrangler shirt. The material's kind of lightweight, but it's just kind of cool looking. It's a tag I'm not super familiar with. It does have blue snaps. Gonna look it over. I might go ahead and grab it. I like old Wrangler. I'm across this men's LL Bean cable knit sweater. It is just cotton. I wish it was wool, but for 6 bucks, I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. Stuff like this sells easy for me this time of year. Bread and butter. This Patagonia Cinchilla zip-up jacket is very priced up, but I checked the comps on it. They sell for about 50 to 70 bucks. So I'm not crazy about extra small, but I think I might grab it. This is a newer series of On running shoes. They're white. They'll need cleaned up a little. They are 14 bucks. It's a no-brainer. Gonna grab them. So I ended up only scooping the Prairie Wings quarter zip, the On Cloud shoes, as well as the LL Bean cable knit sweater. Several of the other items were just too priced up or had stains on them. And for that reason, I went ahead and just left them. I am going to, however, race up to the next thrift store that is just about to open, and it is about 10 minutes away. So hopefully I'll come up with some better finds there. If you like this video and you've made it this far, please reach out there and hit that like button. I'd appreciate it. All right, gonna race into the Methodist thrift store. Hope I can find some good shoes, maybe a few good jackets and some cheap clothing. Good morning, ma'am. How are you? Not too bad to start. Thank you. Here's a great brand, a great find. It's in a great print. It's pearl snap, and the price is on point. So I'm gonna grab this Stetson. Anything paisley, anything blue, anything Western with Stetson and pearl snaps usually sells pretty easy. All right, this embroidered Eli Cattleman is worth the grab. Usually a brand I wouldn't pick up, but if you see sewn embroidery into any of these old Western shirts, definitely worth grabbing if they're clean and worth the money. This is a nice Wrangler flannel pearl snap Western shirt, and because it is flannel, I'm gonna go ahead and grab it, but it's also a plus size and it's pretty clean, so this time of year stuff like this. Right, this fly low shirt is only $4.50. It's like a performance material and it just felt really nice. It looked of good quality, so I went ahead and looked it up. It does have a 160% sell-through rate, and for $4.50 they generally sell for right around 29 to 33 bucks. So I'm gonna grab it. Always nice to find a new brand. This is just a women's Burton lightweight knit button-up. It's only 6 bucks. It needs washed, but great brand. Probably gonna grab it. These women's Patagonia corduroy pants, they're only $3. They do have some damage to the corduroy ribs, but I still think I can sell these, and for 3 bucks I won't be out too much if I don't. Love Stio. It's an outdoor brand made in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and this beanie is just a few bucks. Might only make, I don't know, 15, 20 bucks off of it, but be looking for that pine cone. That's the emblem. These are duck canvas Carhartts. They're wide in the waist, but they're very clean, and they're only $4.50. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab them. It'll take a little while to sell, but they're clean and they're the old school style. All right, these are Carhartt work utility. They are not duck canvas, but I'm gonna go ahead and grab them still. They're only 4 bucks. All right, so tremendously good haul in there. I got a big stack of clothing. Spent about 40 bucks, but all great brands, and even found a brand that I'm unfamiliar with that had an incredible sell-through rate. So I'm gonna boogie down to the last thrift store up here in Durango, see what I can come up with. Thanks for following along. So wanted to come at you with a little bit more food for thought, and that is simply this, that as I move into the second season of my life as a full-time reseller, doing that as my occupation and as my full-time job and income, I've realized that the biggest hurdle or the biggest amount of competition I face isn't really between me and other people that are out seeking or sourcing goods. It's between me and the stores I'm buying goods and their pricers. And because I've noticed a constant increase in the price of goods since I've been doing this, which has only been about 1.5 years, I've came to one conclusion, and that is you have to keep educating yourself. If you don't do that, all the really recognizable brands, they're just going to continue to be priced up in these stores that you source your goods from. And so the theme of the past several longer length videos I've made on the Underground Safari have simply been this: education is key and imperative to being successful as a reseller. The other thing is being curious. And just as I found that shirt at the last store, I can't even remember the name of it, but I was curious. It was a nice material. The label looked very quality. The shirt itself looked really nice. And so for that reason, the curiosity alarm kicked off. And I got on my phone and I looked it up, and sure enough, it has a 160% sell-through rate. Is it gonna sell super fast? Maybe. Is it gonna sell for a lot? Probably not a whole lot, but it's gonna move quick. And that's where I wanna invest my money. I wanna try to invest the least amount into something that's gonna sell super fast. And as I've done this for now 1.5 years, I'm getting better at that. But the more you empower yourself with knowledge, wisdom, and you can start to file away these different brand names into your data bank or into your memory, you're just gonna get there that much sooner. I wish I would have been doing more research my first few months, but that's okay. I'm here living in the present and living right now. And right now I can tell you, your research is every bit of where your success is gonna be in this game. So I'm gonna get off my soapbox, quit preaching. I just like to throw those helpful tips out, and I'm getting ready to pull down into the Humane Society thrift store. It is, as I've said in past videos, not been real fruitful lately, but that's all right. I'm in this game to treasure hunt, and you never know what you're gonna come up with. So keep following along. We'll see what I can't find. I'm gonna cut film and I'll regroup and join you back inside. Last time I came in this establishment, I bought absolutely nothing. Here's hoping for better today. This is a Robert Graham dress shirt. It doesn't have the flip cuffs, but it's a nice material. It is only $3, so I will probably grab it. This is a Lee Valley of Ireland shirt. It is new with tags. It's only $3, and they sell for right around 40 to 60 bucks. Probably won't sell fast, but it's hard to walk away from something this quality that is new with tags. Is a big size too. A couple items, walked out of there for just $6 and some change. Gonna go ahead and start heading back home. There's some weather coming in. Might make one more stop. All right, made a stop at my local thrift store. Haven't found anything just yet, but I love coming in here and giving the ladies that run this establishment some love. They're super supportive of me. They're always sending stuff to the side that they know I might want. And regardless of not finding much today, it's always good to touch base with old friends. Right. All right, so I found these Les Artistes women's leather shoes for $3.50. They're very beautiful and good condition. I see them all the time. I just usually can't afford to buy them, but today I found a good deal on them. And then I also got a pair of Columbia women's titanium snow pants for $3.50, and these will be a good seller this time of year. So not too bad of a haul for $7. All right, so I ended up finding a couple things here at my local thrift. This is always one of my favorite places to come, and while it is small and have a smaller inventory, they just look out for me and always hook me up with the best prices. So I'm gonna go home, lay all this out, do a haul at the end. Thanks for joining. So here I am, I'm back home in northern New Mexico, and this is my haul. Today was definitely a better day for just a couple hours of thrifting up in Southern Colorado. I hit 3 thrift stores total up there and 1 very near my house here in northern New Mexico. Didn't find any real bangers, no bolos, no barn burners, but I definitely found some bread and butter items, and some of these items I paid up for, and several of them I got a pretty good deal on for thrift store cost. And I'm going to jump off this stool, jump down, share with you what I paid for these items, and give you an idea what I might be able to sell them for. I scooped up this Robert Graham men's dress shirt. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the flip cuffs like most Robert Grahams are known for, and it doesn't have the crazy kind of eclectic, flamboyant color patterns that you usually see with them, but it is a super soft shirt, and I only paid $3 for it, so I think I should be able to sell this for somewhere in the 20s. I don't usually sell a lot of dress shirts, and I actually hate buttoning up a lot of button-up shirts because I do sell a lot of flannels, but nonetheless, to turn 3 into 20, 24, 25 maybe is a pretty good turn for me. I just couldn't pass on it. It's a great brand and something I don't buy enough of. So gonna scoot up here now. I picked this up at the Goodwill earlier this morning. This is a Max Prairie Wings quarter zip, and I was on the fence on this one because this guy was 14 bucks, and that's paying way up for a quarter zip. I sometimes complain about paying that much for a jacket, but it had a 100% sell-through rate, and I can't pass on good sell-through rates, and they were selling between $20 to $40. So I'll probably price this one up and just be patient with it. It is wing shooting season for all those hunters out there that like to hunt upland birds and waterfowl, and I believe that that is what Max Prairie Wings apparel is about. It's about bird hunting, and so hopefully some old timer will pay the cost for this garment. It is in pretty good shape, it's a good size, and it's a nice charcoal colorway. And so gonna jump up here. I also sourced this LL Bean cable knit sweater. It's got a little bit of dust on it. That was just from moving it in and out of the car. Got a little bit dirty, but it should clean up nicely. And I did pay $7 for this guy. I should probably be able to sell this for, again, in the mid 20s, maybe even closer to 30. Just depends on how many are out there on the market. But I'm gonna keyword the heck out of this guy. I'll put fisherman sweater, I'll put chunky, cable knit, Y2K, 90s, winter, cabin core, cottage core, all of those different keywords to get it more attention. And then right here, this is the last item I bought at the Goodwill. This is a pair of On running shoes. This pair I did also pay up for $14.99, but I believe I should be able to sell these guys for somewhere between $58 to $70. It's all dependent on how good and clean I can get them, but I'm gonna go ahead and give them the love of my good old friend, and that's OxyClean. And so I'm gonna slide over here. My next shirt is kind of a new find or a new brand, and it's called Fly Low. And I think it's like an outdoor athleisure, athletic apparel brand, maybe a kind of a Gorp brand. But I just noticed this shirt was really nice. It was in a store that carries a lot of high-end clothing, and it was $4.50, but the comps on them and the sell-through rate was good. I think it was 160% if I remember right. And they were selling for about $28 to $33. So I'll take $4.50 and turn it into 30 bucks any day. And then I'm gonna go ahead and walk down here without trying to step on all of my flat laid clothing. This was a Burton women's knit jacket. It's just a simple button up. It's very lightweight, but I love Burton. Burton sells better for me in the men's line, but it does sell fairly decent in the women's line. I'm not sure what this will go for. I'll probably price it around the low 30s and take an offer even lower if I have to. Only paid $6 for it. This is just another bread and butter brand, and it kind of had a cool little take to it, not a bad colorway, and I like the design. All right, this last shirt here on this row is a Lee Valley dress shirt, and this is produced in Ireland. The sell-through rate on this wasn't bad, and this is a 3XL shirt, so it might take a little while to sell, but I was seeing comps, I was seeing actually solds for between $35 to upwards of $70. So I'm not certain where I'll price this because it is new with tags, but it does have that kind of abnormal collar, and I forget the name of it. I should know better because I sell them sometimes in Western wear. But all in all, $3 for a brand new shirt that I might be able to sell for somewhere between $40 and $60 realistically. I'll take that all day. All right, so this guy here I couldn't pass on. This was also at the Methodist thrift store. It is a Wrangler 2XL flannel pearl snap shirt. I usually pass on a lot of the Wrangler shirts that are very standard, but this guy was a bigger size. It was flannel and it was pearl snap, and it's a cool color. It's definitely gonna need some steaming before I list it. This guy right here I'll probably sell for low to mid 20s. I did pay $4 for it. I love Wrangler. I don't buy everything Wrangler, but I do like some of their outerwear, and I definitely love pearl snap shirts made by Wrangler, especially if they're vintage. And the guy above it is actually a shirt I already own in a different size. This is an Eli Cattleman, and the only reason I scooped it up is condition. The condition of this shirt was incredible. It's got the roses embroidered on the shoulders of the shirt, and stuff like this sells. A lot of cowboys like to wear this stuff to big time events, to rodeos, to churches, to weddings, things like that. And so I'll put keywords like ranch, farmer, bronc, riding, bull riding, saddle bronc, I meant to say. All kinds of those country western keywords will help get this guy a little bit more notice and hopefully get me a quicker sale. Now this guy right here is actually an upgrade from the shirt below I just showed you. This is a Stetson. It's paisley. It's kind of a gray and blue colorway. It's got very beautiful blue pearl snaps on it. And these Stetson shirts I've sold for a little bit more. They usually can get somewhere in the 30s if they're a good size and in good shape. And I paid $4.50 for it, so it was a no-brainer. And now I'm going to slide over here to the last row of clothing. So I came across 2 pairs of Carhartts at the Methodist thrift store. The top pair are duck canvas, but they're very wide in the waist. But they were only $4 and some change. So they may sit a while, but anything that is vintage Carhartt, especially made out of their older style duck canvas, is usually a no-brainer. I tend to stay away from the bigger sizes, but these were just really clean, really nice, and again, they were the vintage style, so I decided to scoop them up. I'm always trying to build on my death pile, and with Q4 sales being so good, my death pile is getting a little bit skinny. Now, this green pair of Carhartts are still work utility, but they're not duck canvas. They won't sell for as much, but generally I can get about $10 in shipping and handling for just about any men's jean. And depending on the material, I can generally get somewhere between $20 to $25 on Carhartts. If they're duck canvas, that generally helps. But with these, I'll put construction, I'll put oil field, I'll put truck driver, heavy equipment operator. And again, using specific keywords will just garnish more attention for this item. Now, this pair of Patagonia corduroy pants are women's, and I did pay $4 for them. I thought they were $3, so I misspoke in the video earlier. When I got to check out, they were a little bit pricier than I thought, but that's okay. These are damaged, and as I said in the earlier portion of the video, some of the ribs have some chafing, which takes a little bit from the desire in this garment, but it's a powerhouse brand, and things that are Patagonia just sell even with flaws. So it's hard to say what I'll get for these guys, but for only paying $4, I should probably be able to get close to 20, if not a little bit more, because they are Patagonia. I'll just have to do a little bit of research. Now, I flip a ton of outdoor adventure apparel, Gorp Core, whatever you want to call it, and Stio is actually one of my favorite brands. I tend to kind of stash some of these items to the side for myself if they fit me. This guy here I'll go ahead and flip though. It's just that time of year and I don't wear a lot of beanies, but Stio is American made. It's from Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and as I said in the earlier video, be looking for that Stio emblem, but also be looking for the pine cone. The pine cone is what is very predominant on a lot of their shirts, and it's just kind of one of those brands that it's a little bit vague with their advertising. So sometimes that's where the market research and knowing your brands really kicks in. All right, the last 2 pieces of the day. I got these women's Les Artistes leather dress shoes. They have the buckles, they have multi-colors, they're in great shape. I only paid $3.50 for these at my local thrift store. Shout out to Deborah Lisenby. Love you, lady. You're always looking out for my best interest, but so are all the other ladies down there. And as I've said in the past, it never hurts to be friendly. Being friendly and just being nice to people will get you better deals, especially with this kind of work. And so I was happy to scoop those up. I think they'll sell for probably 35 to 40 bucks. And then the last thing I got down there at my local thrift store was this pair of women's Columbia titanium skiing snowboarding pants. They do have some embroidery on the backside that's kind of pretty. It's a little faint and hard to see. Hard to say what I'll get out of these. I've actually never sold these, but snowboard pants and Volcom and other brands like Burton sell really well for me. Columbia is definitely a step down from those 2 brands when it comes to outerwear, winter wear, but I think I should probably be able to fetch 25, 30 bucks for these. And so that is it, my friends. You will see today was a little bit better haul, 16 items. And again, I think I spent right around $90 and some change. I should definitely be able to get a lot of that money back fairly quick on several of these items. But as you'll see, no real huge finds, just a lot of consistent brands that I love to sell and sell often. So if you've seen me walk past something, as I've said in past videos, and I was completely blind to the fact that there was something great out there and I just didn't know it, please chime in, give a comment, give me a hard time. If you have questions about reselling, if you're fascinated by how I do this for a living, reach out to me. I'd love to share with you some more tips, some more instructions, and hopefully help you get to success sooner. But nonetheless, I'll be back at it again with what I sold in the near future, and I'm appreciative for all y'all watching. I'm out.